Hello, everybody. This is BK, International Talent Scout, host of BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio .world 6 times a week, premiered 3 times on Sunday. The review of the Financial Times. Tehran threatens to harden nuclear stance if Israel targets atomic plant. So, how Europe wastes the skills of migrants. Cyber risks demand a corporate cultural shift. So, Iran says a peaceful use of policy at risk. So, Tehran threatens to harden nuclear stance if Israel targets atomic plants. That is some kind of headline. LVMH now serves up bigger slice of French exports than cheese and wine. On page 2, highlights roller coaster of war dent in Ukraine morale. Iran crisis risks easing pressure on Israel in Gaza, diplomat warns. Qatari Prime Minister hits out at political critics of its soul in peace talks. Where risk meets opportunity, CME Group. Another headline article that catches your eye. Blair urges West to engage with dictators over solemn terrorism. PwC's next US boss to reverse tax divisions and restructuring. Music takeover. Rights group Hippocrates agrees to $1.4 billion purchase by U.S. rival Concord Chorus. BP loses 2 female leaders in new chief's first reshuffle. Questions about AI payday hangs over Silicon Valley. Financial Times Live, Global Insurance Summit. Just reading the headlines, my friend. Just reading the headlines from Financial Times. Blackstone warns over return capital. Investors in Ukraine says senior officials are trying to blackmail him. Meta unveils less sanctioned AI model. Hostility to hip-hop takeover of U.S. Steel deepens. Financial Times Women in Business Forum, Learn, Connect, and Lead. Sweden Boris becomes envy of Europe. U.S. crypto rules must stop putting memes over matter. Coming to the end, biblical comedy with the streak of sincerity. They're talking about the Book of Clarence. Biblical comedy with the streak of sincerity is a review in the arts in the Financial Times, the Book of Clarence. The EU's lost billions in brain waste. Ukraine's desperate need for air defense, the economics of park running, business needs to collaborate on cyber risk. And on the back page, Live Nation deserves to face music on antitrust claims. So, let's read that article. Live Nation deserves to face the music on antitrust claims. Swifties, as Taylor Swift fans are called, are a force to be reckoned with. They're over how Ticketmaster botched pre-sale tickets for the pop stars era tour has triggered a congressional hearing. It has also prompted lawmakers to introduce so-called Taylor Swift bills aimed at realigning in the ticketing group. Now the Department of Justice is reportedly preparing to sue Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation Entertainment, over anti-competitive practices. Even before Ticketmaster's 2010 merger with the concert promoter, Live Nation concertgoers and sports fans complained about the platform's high processing fees. So, ticketing accounts for most of Live Nation's operating income. Sponsorship 2.5, ticketing 2.0, concerts 1.5. So, Victory has soared in prices shared. Victory Capital. Last paragraph, or last two paragraphs. Barring such moves, Ticketmaster may be better off as a solo act. While the ticketing business generated just 13% of group revenue last year, it accounts for 60% of all total adjusted operating income. By contrast, concert promotion, by far Live Nation's biggest division, with 82% of the group's revenue, pulled in only 17% of total AOI. Ticketmaster could well recommend a better value as a standalone group. Vivid Seats, a smaller ticket reselling platform, trades on the EV multiple of more than 13 times. Live Nation is just 12 times. Live Nation investors might find, like Swift herself, that the breakup doesn't have to be all bad news. Live Nation deserves to face the music of antitrust claims. Thank you for listening to the Financial Times. Coming up next, the Wall Street Journal, Business and Finance. Let's go, baby, let's go. Are you ready to hear about the highlights of the Wall Street Journal, Business and Finance? Just going to read the headlines, comment, and move on. Tech sector faces test of earning. Magnificent Seven lost nearly $1 trillion in combined market value last week. Strong earnings from big technology companies have pushed the stock market higher for more than a year. This time around, a sharp sell-off has increased pressure on group to deliver. The Magnificent Seven stocks shed a combined $950 billion in market. Microsoft, Nevada, Meta Platform, and Alphabet. Stocks regained footing following bad week. Stocks bounced back on Monday after last week's dismal performance. Tesla shares still have fans despite slide. Gabriel Barch picked up extra shifts for 7 months to make his first investment in Tesla in 2016. He says the electric car vehicle maker's technology makes the stock a no-brainer investment. Bartosh, a 44-year-old behavioral health specialist in Hattiesburg, Pennsylvania, initially poured $7,000 into Tesla stock. In 2022, he took the advantage of the dip in sharp to invest an additional $26,000. Today, his six-figure investment makes up for 80% of his portfolio. In the long term, I trust Elon Musk, Barr said. He's Steve's job, but multiplied by an order of magnitude. 10 wealth-creating companies for investors over the past decade, according to Morningstar, rising from about $10 a stock on a split ad adjusted basis to $2.50. But the shares have since hit a rough patch. Down about 40% in 2024, Tesla is the second worst performer in the S&P 500 and off more than 60% from its peak in November 2021. The company's market value fell below $500 billion last week for the first time in nearly a year, after climbing as high as $1.235 trillion. The stocks are high for Tesla going into a quarterly report on Tuesday. Disney executives post a betting firm. Aaron LeBurge, top Disney technology executive involved in major projects from ESPN streaming efforts to Hulu integration with Disney Plus. The new sports betting venture is leaving the company and will be joined betting company Penn Entertainment. Penn said Monday it named LeBron as its new chief technology officer. LeBurge's departure comes as Disney, which is working to build a streaming-centric future, pursues a number of high-stake technological initiatives. He has played a key role in building the technological background of the entertainment company's streaming strategy, including working on a direct-to-consumer version of its flagship ESPN Sports Network. Altman backs AI-focused energy startup. Business news: a takeover battle emerges for the Hippias Song Fund. Heard on the street, a Sony bid for Paramount would be a win-win. Tesla and Li Auto cut prices in China. New anti-laundering rules ruffle real estate agents and investment pros. China exports threaten green firm. Tesla stock still has some fans. The Tesla shares have fallen about 40% so far this year. Kroger Albertsons to sell more stores in revised deal. Kroger's update plan would ensure no stores close because of the merger and that all frontline employees are retained, the grocer's CEO said, an employee at Kroger's store. Kroger's and Albertsons have agreed to sell more than 160 additional stores in a divestiture package, a bid to appease competition regulators and close their long-pending merger. The company said on Monday that they would now sell 559 stores under a revised deal with S&S C&S Wholesale Grocers, which is the company said was an increase of 166 from the previous deal. CVC aims for up to $16 billion in listing. Global buyout firm CVC Capital Partners have priced its initial public offering, implying a market value of up to 15 billion euros or $15 billion. confirming a Wall Street Journal report. CVC, which first announced its IPO plan on April 15th. In addition to the new money being raised, certain existing shareholders will be selling 96 million of their shares, raising up to $1.4 billion. Notice to customers and creditors of National Bank of Pakistan. On or about February 1, 2024, National Bank of Pakistan commenced the voluntary liquidation of its New York branch located at 100 Wall Street, 21st floor, New York, New York. Under the provision of Section 605.11c of the New York banking law, upon completion thereof, unless otherwise have been made, all business related thereunto shall be conducted from National Bank of Pakistan's offices abroad. All inquiries with respect to the winding down of National Bank of Pakistan's New York office should be directed to Hamhood K at 646-893-119 or before May 28th. So, the National Bank of Pakistan is closing their office in New York, and you will have to communicate with them from abroad. AI gives cyber venture market tailwind. Increased merger and inquiries activate IPO and behind the rise. A 23 cyber security conference in San Francisco. Funding for startups in the sector leapt 69%. While startups across most sections face a difficult fundraising environment, cyber security startups are showing signs of life thanks in part to their sector's ties to artificial intelligence. Tomb Raider owner Embracer's plan to split into 3 separate companies. Wow. I gotta read 2 paragraphs. Embracer Group said it plans to split into 3 separate listed companies in a move aimed at shoring up investors' support among stubbornly high debt. Swedish video game maker said the 3 new companies, Amasti Group, Coffee Stain and Friends, and Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends, would be listed in Stockholm. Wow. U.S. sues to block Coach Michael Kors merger. A combination would create a rival in Europe luxury goods conglomerate. FTC says deal would hurt competition in market for luxury handbags. The Federal Trade Commission on Monday sued to block the merger of 2 premium handbag makers, saying the merger would give the combined firm too much power in the market for accessible luxury satchels. The blocking Tapestry's $8.5 billion acquisition of rival Capri holders, the FCT, is also taking aim at their combined power as an employer. It said the deal could negatively affect employees' wages, worker-place benefits, post-acquisition, and the combined company would employ roughly 33,000 employees worldwide. Tapestry and Capri said in a statement that they intend to defend the case in court to complete the deal. Salesforce seeks regulation for AI emissions disclosure. Salesforce calling on companies to publicly disclose the energy efficiency carbon footprint associated with their AI. Salesforce is pushing for more environmental regulations of artificial intelligence, highlighting concerns about emerging use of lack of emissions disclosures within the technical sector. The software developer said Monday that it will be advocating for lawmakers and regulators to start building litigation to require companies to disclose their AI emissions with standardized metrics measuring and reporting the environmental impact of AI systems. UBS competitors snatch up former Credit Suisse staff. Together we reinvest digital banking. BBVA, by using the latest financial tech to help a 150-year-old institute maintain its reign as one of the most innovative customer-focused banks in the world, year 2024 industry banking capabilities, cloud data, AR marketing, reinventing at venture. All right, y'all. I'm about to, let's see. So, paid advertisements. So they're ready to buy a home. Here's your next 111 to-do list. Or do one thing, find a buyer's agent. Realtor.com. Stocks regain footing. 10-year treasury yield may hit 5%. The path toward it is narrowing. Technology sector faces a big test. GF Capital gets $325 million for energy bets. The amount collected exceeded the initial $250 million goal. All right, I'm on the last page. Meta AI push needs more ad growth. Insurer results make hospital investors sweat. TikTok ban, the good, the bad, and the okay. If TikTok gets banned in the U.S., expect the benefits to mostly occur to those who need them the least. The House passed a measure over the weekend that would require either the divestiture or ban of the Chinese-owned social media app within a year. The Senate is widely expected to approve the measure, and President Biden has committed to signing it. Hence, TikTok's fate is in the U.S. will likely be decided in court, where the company vowed to press its case. The outcome is far from certain, but significantly increased possibilities that the mega popular app could disappear from U.S. smartphones has Wall Street laying bets on who stands to benefit the most from such a scenario, who gets hurt. Winners, the biggest conscious winner are Instagram and Facebook, owned by Meta Platform, and YouTube, owned by Google, parent company Alphabet. Both companies operate short-form video formats called Reels and Shorts, respectively, and that's TikTok's biggest competitors among the U.S. audience. In a note Monday, Bastine analysts esteem Meta will likely draw about 55% of TikTok's U.S. ad revenue. YouTube would draw 25%, so of that revenue pie they projected. That doesn't leave much for Snapchat parents, but a little can go a long way since Snap generates the equivalent of 3% of Meta's annual revenue. In another report Monday, Benjamin Black of Deutsche Bank estimated every 10% TikTok minutes that occurred to Snapchat would boost its parents' 2025 revenue by 25%. A similar amount shifting to Facebook, or Instagram gives 2% revenue lift to Meta, Black estimated. The definite losers would be Oracle, the cloud software giant that hosts TikTok service in the U.S. In a report on Monday, Carl of UBS estimated Oracle's revenue from TikTok in a range of $600 million to $650 a year. That would be a little over 1% of Oracle's total annual revenue. Though Kerstead thinks TikTok is the largest customer for Oracle OCI cloud services, which competes with Amazon.com and Microsoft and Google in that space. However, our checks suggest downside could be mitigated by Oracle's ability to repurpose TikTok's capacity and convert its material OCI backlog, and by the likelihood that TikTok deal is at quite low margins, Kernstein wrote. There you go, TikTok ban, the good, the bad, and maybe the okay. That was BK reading to you the Wall Street Journal Business and Finance. Thank you for listening. Again, BK Present is presented 6 times a week and premiered 3 times on Sunday, 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 12:30 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you. This is BK International Talent Scout, host of BK Present, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio.World. I'm signing off, and I'll see you later tonight.